So hello everyone, we are at the Red Bull Ring today in Austria for the third ERO social race before the season starts in a couple of weeks time. I am Ben Riedel and I'm trying to get the track list up, the driver list up, but unfortunately my phone does not want to work, and as well I'll get the YouTube comments up in a sec. If you could just bear with me, that'd be great. In the meantime, I'll check on the stream. Apologies for the blue screen. Yeah, hello everyone. We have 20 drivers, as always. Well, I'd like to say as always. 36 laps ahead of us, and before that we have a short qualifying session to determine the order of the grid for this evening's proceedings. We already have a Mercedes out. I believe that's would be Houseman, the Dutchman in the Mercedes. I was going to get the track list up for you in a minute. The driver list. It doesn't seem to be available, but that's alright. So in the Mercedes we have I don't know. Hello, there we go. Alright, apologies for that. Just let me know in the comments if you can hear me now. I'm sorry, my mic is incredibly broken. As we're looking at Houseman now, he's set a second lap of 3.6. I will just go through the teams again for you. So in the Mercedes we have, okay, cool, I can be heard. So in Mercedes we have Houseman, and who is currently in P1, and Palcio, the Polish driver. In the Ferraris we have my good friend Pyro, set at 4.7. I'll just get the tyres up as well, as Jelani set at 3.5, and a Tapper just 100th behind. Josh has been disqualified. I'm not quite sure what he's done there, but he's gone the wrong way, and yeah, we're seeing some very close times already, just 2 tenths between the top 5. Trasmike has now gone into P1. So as I was saying with the teams, so in Ferrari there's Pyro and Jelani. In Red Bull, two-time champion Max Rowe and Miyake. In the McLarens, we have Sarakaya and Black Wolf. In the Alpines, we have Witinio, and I believe the other one would be, Trust Mike, who looks like he might be going on 2 in a row here. Just watch. No, he's not. He's charging his ERS. In the Aston Martins, we have Liam and Murphy. In the Alpha Towers, we have Funky and Josh, who's somehow been disqualified. Fair play to him. Alfa Romeos, that would be Coatsy and Bios. The Hasses, that's Regen to Glory and Capricox. And finally in the Williams, we have Salfera and Etapa, who is just coming into the pits as we speak. Just need to turn my game sound down a little bit because I can't hear the sound of my own voice with these roaring engines over it. I just got one down. There we go. See if anyone's on a lap. It looks like South Fairham might be, but he's invalidated it. I believe he must have done that the lap before. And it looks like he set a 3.7, which is a decent time, so it'll be annoying for him. Region Glory is invalidated. Oh my god, you're kidding. The rain's out. The rain is out, and that's going to be qualifying over. To see if Bios has much grip, and there's your answer. Well, this is going to be a very eventful qualifying session, and Pyro, I believe, must have backed out of his lap. He's going to be starting right from the back. Blackwolf's oh dearie me. Got blocked my whole lap by Bios 66. Well, it's very unfortunate for you. Funky retires. Is he crashed? No, it looks like he's in the pits. Who is in a good position? Oh, that's risky. Yeah, Mike is 2 tenths down this lap, and it looked to be very tidy. Well, Pyro has just done that in the wet. That is incredibly impressive. Pyro's gone into P1, he managed to salvage a lap time. I thought it was all over for him, and that implies there might be a little bit of grip left in quali. As he wiggles for the camera. See if anyone can improve. Jelani 800ths down, and he's backed out. Someone moved up there, might have been... I don't know, it looked like there was movement. Might have been Murphy. I would like to apologise to everyone watching this today. Don't have too much to say. I think everyone will be pitting now. I'm not sure about the race. I'm going to ask the guys for a little weather report. A rather dry race apparently. It's a wet race, could be soft though. Just make season 6 predictions easy. Well, I guess I'll try and get you guys interacting a bit. So for anyone in the RO this season, I want you to say what tier you think you're gonna be in, and where you think you'll finish. I think there's including myself actually, there's a problem with a few people who need to turn assists off. So everything's going to be a bit all over the place for the season coming, with a lot of accidents as every single ABS merchant on the grid learns how to use their brakes properly. That'll be exciting. Let's see the sector time of a regen to glory is 3/10 down. Do now, recruitment standings are on. Well, I'm going to try and use these. So I guess out of the F1 guys, which of course is now going to be no assists. Let me just go to somewhere quiet. Will be no assists for the season ahead, so not even racing line. So really for the elite drivers, I guess it'd be pretty hard to bet against Julian. I know Guil as well. He's going to be racing F1 this season. I know that he's actually been an esports challenger in the past, so that's incredibly impressive. I don't think he finished as high as some people might have expected last season, but still he's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with. I mean, the top tier is just incredibly fast. But yeah, I'd say my prediction for the top 3 in that would be Julian, maybe Guil, and maybe Maxwell, considering he's won 2 already. Going to F2, I'm looking down here. I'm really not sure where people are going to actually be, because I can't see everything on my screen, see who has what assists on. Of course, the reigning champion Wajnar, who looks like he's turned off both ABS and traction control, so that'll be interesting for him to see if he can get back to his former level. I mean, having raced against him last season, I know that he is quick. Also note that 4 of these guys really need to retire, including you, Britannia. Yeah, we have there's about 60, there's a lot of sign-ups this season. It's great to see. I mean, you've got 62 in the pro category, got 50 in the advanced, and we have fewer in the amateur section, but still about 12. So that's, if I do my maths right, that's about 124, so just enough for a full 6 divisions. Hopefully that will come to fruition. Please can these guys retire so we can get underway with the race. But right now I can only really definitively give a prediction for who's going to be in the top tier, because those are the really fast guys with no assists, and my prediction was as follows. So Julian to win the championship. Although there's a lot of predictability in this league, as we saw last week with the social race in Canada. There were about 4 safety cars, although that was set on increased safety cars, so every time there's a little bit of debris in the track, they had to call off the race. But yeah, that shows that there were so many movements. I remember Atinio's movement in particular was very was very significant. I believe he went from the back of the grid to about second or third. So it's all about the strategy calls. So, you know, raw qualifying pace. I mean, these standings have only really been based off time trials. Raw qualifying pace is actually it's a lot less significant than many people would think. So yeah, I think that's the issue with league racing, trying to make predictions. From a lot of experiences I've had, the fastest guy does not always win, whether it's one race or maybe an underdog can win the entire championship. Who knows? But we just have to wait and see. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a long season. I believe it will last by the calendar. If everything goes smoothly, it will end right at the end of this year in December. So a long 4 months ahead of us as we wait to see who the next 6 ERI champions will be. As we have a comment. Me and Palsio, yeah. And Mansu says, glad you fixed the microphone. Honestly, man, I bought this a month ago and it's failing all the time. Me and Palsio, yes, you're holding up the grid for absolutely everyone, mate. I'd like to thank you really dearly. So just looking at the grid now, Pyro on pole, which would have been my prediction. Know that he is very, very quick, especially at this track. Trust Mike second, set is right at the start of qualifying as many others did. Max Rogers behind him, 2 of the top F1 guys. Jelani did very well. I'm pretty sure he's a new driver. A Tapper and Houseman, 2 F2 boys from last season. Filling out the third row. Liam, another debutant, and Watinio, the owner of this organisation, is in 8th. Murphy and Capricox, I don't know too much about them. Bios and Salfera the runner-up of F3, rounding out the 6th row. Palsio, I believe he was in F5 last season, but he was incredibly quick for that level. And then Coatsy, who was also F5, there's 6,000 separating them. Sarakaya would be very disappointed with that qualifying result. I know he's a very fast driver. Having seen him do very well in other leagues such as PSGL. He's got a high placement there. Miyake 16th. I thought he got kicks. Regen to Glory 17th. Funky 18th. And then the last 2 will be Black Wolf, who decided not to set a lap time, and Josh. So yeah, Pyro on pole with 3.2, and it's incredibly impressive considering he set that in rainy conditions. The rest of these were dry laps, or at least up to around here. But yeah, he's on pole by 2/10, and I guess we're going to see in the race. Yo, Watini, I get that top 3, mate. Honestly, he's a very, very good with race pace. Maybe not pace, but his strategy calls I've seen him make a lot of good ones. So yeah, everything in the balance for the 36 laps ahead of us. No, I won't. I believe in you, mate. I mean, I'm not saying I'll be supporting you, but I think you'll do well. Unless you crash, of course, and that'll be a little problem. But yeah, we're just loading in for the race now, boys. Please, can you comment if... I mean, there's 13 guys on the stream. I don't know how many are on track right now, but... if you could tell me my mic cuts out, I'll have the comments in front of me this time. That'd be very helpful. So yeah, and now the waiting game begins. As the 30-second countdown has started. I just wanted to get into it. I put a 103.488 on this track just to see where I would have ended in the qualifying, Lumval. You'd have done well, mate. You would have been P4, although it is quite hard to sort of match your time trial at least earlier on in qualifying when there's less grip available to the drivers. Here we go. So starting on the formation lap now. Pyro will lead them away. We're just waiting for everyone. Got an announcer waffling in the background. That's lovely to hear. There we go. So we're away. The drivers will really want to get the heat into their tyres at the start of this Austrian Grand Prix. The track, it looks very grey. It certainly looks like there will be rain, as that's the reports I've been receiving. But yeah, everyone's starting on their preferred qualifying tyre today. On the fastest qualifying tyre today. Just about a minute to go until we'll get underway. Be interesting to see if Pyro decides to pull away on the lap, or he makes sure he backs the grid up, makes it harder for everyone to get heat into their tyres, makes it harder for him to lose time waiting for others at the front of the grid. Let's just look at the tyre choices. A few have decided to start on the mediums, especially outside the top 10. Everyone apart from Regions of Glory maybe looking to stick out until the rain comes, try and get a one stop or a two stop in rather than having to make an excessive number of pit stops. Everyone lining up on the grid so we can have a nice cinematic shot, hopefully. Grid slowly filling up, nerves beginning to rise in the drivers' stomachs. All to play for in a social race. Are they able to have custom setups? Yes. Manso said P1 Max, P2 Pyro, P3 Houseman. Oh, so unpredictable, man. Here we go. Waiting now for the lights to come out. Here we go. 3, 4 and 5 red lights here for the drivers. It's lights out and away we go. Looks like Mike might have got a better start. Salfera has jumped up. Someone's lagging at the back, but Pyro's got away cleanly. Goes across the first corner very nicely. Max Rowe's lagging everywhere off the track. My leaderboards are slightly glitched, I'm sorry. Looks like there hasn't been too... Oh, there's a bit of carnage at the back, and Houseman, Miyake and Salfera, who has a drive-through. Really, the three drivers caught up in it here. Pyro leads away cleanly. He's already got a gap. Josh is disconnected. That's bad. Looks like 4 drivers are disconnected. Yeah, we've got 4 disconnections here anyway. Let's see if there's any movement. Just going to get the position changes up. Sector 3 yellow flag. That looks like a collision between Black Wolf and... Yeah, Black Wolf, and is that Bios? Yeah, must be. 2 drivers. And... Oh, JJ's here. It would... Apologies for the blue screen. I'm just getting another commentator in very quickly. So yeah, Salfera in the pit serving his... He's not serving his drive-through, he's getting a wing change. So the big movers, Watinio's gone up 2 positions, showing his ability to stay out of incidents. Palcio's gone into P8, makes a move. He's trying to go on the inside there of turn 7. It looks like it's not worked out. Capricox defends very well. Are they going to go side by side for him? Surely not. Very close, just a bundle of 4 cars there between Capricox. Oh! It looks like Palcio might have hit Liam into the pits. He has. That's unfortunate. time this is. I'm gonna switch my controller. Right, I don't know if that's going to work. Right. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that, everyone. That's incredibly frustrating. I've just been commentating for like the last 10 laps. I couldn't look at my YouTube comments because everyone needed an invite. But yeah, as I was saying to myself, apparently, Pyro and Mike, very much the two to compete with. Who are competing for the win right now, but Funky's done very well to get up so many positions. Watinio as well, showing his expertise, all going side by side there with Palciar, the two Polish drivers, the two drivers that did not want to retire. Although Palciar was very low on ERS, as I can see by his red light. Unfortunately, JJ cannot join me for comms today because his the game just isn't working. As the host is migrating, Miyake has left the session as he's retired as well. And Mike has come into the pits. Okay, so that's the first stop of the leaders. He looks like he's gone on to... Yeah, this is the issue with this controller. It doesn't work, basically. Yeah, he's gone onto the soft tyre, so maybe he's going for a two-stop strategy. Maybe he's trying to stick it out. Sector 1 yellow flag. Is that an Alfa Romeo being left behind? It is. Bios must have got out of shape there. As Houseman has left the session. And Funky in P2 now. Great comeback drive from him. Hopefully, I'm going to use... See if Pyro's going to peel onto the pits now. Let's hope he gets a time penalty. Yes, he is. Okay. So let's see what Mike can do. Is he going to get the assistance from Murphy? I don't think he would have been close enough for DRS. This is a purple middle sector, as would be expected. Murphy staying out. Mike getting dangerously close to the back of him. Pyro is just exiting the pits now. I don't know where that's going to put Mike. He's going to go for a move on Murphy. Yeah, Pyro's just coming out now. I think he might have gained a bit of time on him there. He has, yeah, he's gained a significant time. And Pyro's on the mediums. I don't know if he's going for a one-stop with those, trying to end the race on a soft. But just Mike on a softs and Pyro on the mediums. We could see a move very soon. On the mediums we could see. Well, I'm with Houseman and Miyake. I think Houseman retired on track, and Miyake, I'm not too sure. Sorry, I was focused on fixing my mic at the time he retired. So yeah, Funky out in the lead by 3.5 seconds. Palciar behind him, but both of them are yet to stop. Others yet to stop. This bunch of drivers: Tapper, Murphy, Bios, and Regen to Glory. Though I believe Regen is disconnected. Yes, unfortunately, and then Josh as well yet to stop. Sarakai all the way back in P15 also hasn't stopped. That's not a day off for him. Gap between Mike and Pyro staying roughly seconds. Not in DRS range is a Dutchman. Maybe he's not pushing too hard. I mean, Pyro's he got a significant amount of ERS, but he has to dispose of Palciar now. He's going to go down the inside, catching up so much. The Polish driver defends, but Pyro just has the OS3, the extra grip, and Mike's going to have to negotiate. The Polish driver, who's already shown that he's not willing to back down, might hold up the Dutchman a little bit. Martinio is now on the mediums. He's stopped. He's currently in provisional P4, I believe. Maybe he'll get jumped by Funky. Maybe Palciar. They were very close. I think Houseman received the beat at first corner. Yeah, I think that happened as well. Martinio's actually been overtaken by Capricox here as a DRS. Maybe he is disappointed. Yeah, I think he would be. I think that might be why he left. But I mean, Pyro's extending the gap to 2 seconds now between... Yeah, it's 2 seconds between him and Mike. And the Ferrari showing a lot more pace than it did in real life this season. Try and check up intervals. Palcio, yeah, so Kappa's made a move on Josh. I assume Woutinho will. I mean, obviously the AI driver has no real defence. Maxwell in 13th, really not where he'd like to be, having started from third on the grid. Stuck behind the slower car of Liam, who is on older tyres. Oh, Max is going through a little dummy outside, flicks to the inside, and he does get the place on Liam, although remember he has a penalty, so he's going to have to try and drag out a gap between himself and the Aston Martin. So anyone else close? Jelani's close to the back of Bios, who's in a slower Alfa Romeo. Actually, Bios has just boxed as soon as I say that. Pyro is looking to make a move for the lead on Funky. He's going to rejoin the racing line. Yes, he's done it, but Funky's still on the outside. He's going to have to yield the position. The Ferrari just too quick for him to hang on to, and this is really working into Pyro's hands. He's negotiated the entire field, regained the lead, and now Mike is 2 seconds adrift on what should be faster tyres. He also has a lot less ERS. And Pyro might have just won this race with a stint, although it's way too early to call yet. Still many drivers up for contention here. Decent clean race so far. Unlucky about the on penalties though. Yeah, I know it's annoying, but it's how this track is. I mean, it's especially on the last sector, it's incredibly easy to exceed track limits, especially if you're using a controller, as I know many of these drivers are. Let's see this battle unfold. Woutinho close to Capacox. A tapper. Oh, Spanish Maxwell again. It's gone from bad to worse for the Frenchman here. Has to wait for the Alfa Romeo of Bios. And yeah, that's horrific scenes. I mean, he's half a lap back now. Lost so much time. Let's see if he's going to go into the pits, maybe retire. Yeah, it looks like he will. Oh, that's not the way to do it, mate. If that brings out a safety car, people will be very annoyed. Doesn't look like it has. Yeah, I don't think it has. Yeah, so Trust Mike is... Apologies for that. So yeah, Mike about 2/10 off Funky. See if he's going to make the move. Surely he must now. I mean, he's going to be running low on ERS. Funky does not decide to use any. And yes, Funky has yielded the position. Oh no, Mike. Oh no, don't worry, I had to mute it because my mum walked in. Yeah. So yeah, now 3 seconds. Those softs surely would hang on. I mean, I know tyre wear isn't too bad here. The medium's also a lot slower. Let's see what Mike can do to the gap now. I think the issue really is the ERS difference. Mike's so low and Pyro on so much. Well, Woutinho got past Kappa, but he's going to try and defend the position, but the Haas sitting there. But yeah, Pyro looks to be losing time as Jelani's disconnected. That's he'll leave an invite back. Pyro has an easy win now. Mate, you don't know what this league is. Science need to get Jelani in. There you go. It's invited back to the lobby. Coutinho's made another move. These two just going at it, but Cabagox now has got himself a penalty. Sector 3 yellow flag. Looks to be a McLaren. Is that Sarikaya? Yes, it is. Looks to have gravel on his tyres. Is now lapped by the Ferrari of Pyro. Is he going into the pits to retire? I believe he will be. Yes. Oh, Pyro's got a 3-second penalty. That has changed things significantly. I mean, Mike losing time in a minute. But still, I mean, if there's a safety car, that will be very costly. Yeah, so Pyro, big loss for him. It's his first real slip-up after he's been so dominant today. I don't think that only if one push him, but now he's catching distance. Yeah, but there's safety cars, people can crash very easily here. The next pit's decision, it's key. Yeah, I heard it was going to be raining, but I think there must have been lies fed to me. See if Capricox is going to go for a move. Breaks early and Coutinho gets very close to the back end on the exit. He needs to be driving well. These two are the only drivers who've really been having an ongoing battle. Oh, and Coutinho has spun and Capricox has avoided him just as he ghosted. Coutinho takes a little bit more curb on the inside and that really punishes him here. And he's dropped down all the places. That great battle with Capricox was eventually for nothing. Position very well up to that point. Funky, I think he's going about 20 laps on this mediums, so he can try and stick the softs at the end and gain some more positions. Ferrari front wing is so ugly. Oh god, it isn't nice. Photo looks like it's made out of Lego. Murphy gets past Coutinho, just dropping back more and more positions, the Alpine. As I said, all his hard work undone. Rip Houseman. Yep, he returned on track, mate. So now Etapa is 0.7 away from Capricox. Let's see how the battle between these two might unfold. Etapa used quite a lot of VRS in a battle with Coutinho there. Gap staying constant coming up to the last sector. Tapper not deploying ERS at this point. As old Funky has been introduced into the mix. Let's see if he can hold the position against Kappa, getting very close through the bumpy turn. Funky might have outbraked himself a little bit. Etappa's gone for a big move. And it's worked out for the both of them. Etappa is in P4. This is not going to end well, surely. I don't want that angle. Kappa seems to back out. Hangs it in the inside. But yeah, he has backed out the move. But now he's going alongside the Alpha Tauri of Funky. It's so close here. Oh, and they spun. And that was always going to happen. It looks like it's Etapa who made such a great move. Those two caught up in the heat of the battle. And Etapa has spun down to P8 here. That's not good for him. Funky's still going side by side with Kappa. This is a great little fight between the two of them as they go through the last corner. Oh, Funky catches a little bit too much curb. Must have got a warning from that as well. Mike has gone into the pits. He's now on the medium tyre. Pyro leads by 23 seconds. He'll be looking to make his stop relatively soon. Maybe he's even going to try and stick out the one stop. That'd be great driving from him. Yeah, Funky's he going to look to go down the inside quite late on the brakes there, but he seems to hit the apex and he seems to have firmed the move. The AI-driven car of July getting in the way. Yeah, Funky's made the move on the soft tyres and now his task is to catch up to Mike. Both of them on their last stop as Pyro's gone into the pit, so he's going to go on the softs now. His stint on the mediums was shorter than he might have liked. See if everything's a smooth stop for him. Wait, why is he waiting? Oh no, he's sorry. That's just the game lagged. It's 10 and waiting there in the pits. See how close Mike is as he sets a purple final sector. Pyro looks to be accelerating now. Yeah, he's on his way. Mike going through the last corner, so he has gained a lot of time on the undercut. Has Pyro the gap? Looks like it might be about 7 or 8 seconds actually. Jelani in the pits, the AI car. Murphy close to the back of the Tapper, of course. He's on fresher soft tyres, so he can definitely have a bit more pace. The Tapper goes for a very late move, and that has ended up with Murphy in the wall. Oh, that's really bad. A Tapper moves far too late there, and it looks like it's a safety car for the first time in this race. And I'm not sure if that's it's not showing on my screen. There's a safety car coming out. It looks like it is. So Mike has gone into the pits. Funky will elect to stay out, as I would expect. He's just on fresh soft tyres. So Mike's going to look for the advantage now. He's only going to lose one position. He's going to go on a soft tyre. I believe they will be fresh because obviously there was very little time to go on runs in qualifying. So the 3 medium runners pit. Palcio wants to stay out on the hard, so he's going to try and stick in track position. And Mike has actually been caught behind him. Maybe the right call, or maybe a big error. See how easy it is for him to get through. Just 13 of 20 drivers remaining. He's at P. Oh no. And Salfero, I'm not sure why he's been disqualified. He must have gone ahead of the safety car trying to overtake it, trying to unlap himself. But he's been disqualified from the session. And that leaves 12 drivers remaining. Of course, a few of them are AI. The tumultuous nature of these social races just going on and on. Palcio P2. Why is he... Oh no, he's going into the pits now. He must have missed his first stop. So yeah, Palcio on the pits. Pyro, he's going to have some work to do because he's the only driver with a penalty who remains in the race. That's impressive. So yeah, right now he's down to lose a lot of positions. I'm not sure about how many warnings everyone has. Funky looks like he's on... It says Funky's on 4 warnings. Collision warning. Minutes. See, if Funky's still on the edge. See about Mike. I'm not too sure about that. Mike is on 2 warnings. Kappa on 2 as well. 2 for Liam. Yeah, so they're all very close to a penalty. It looks like it. Palcio has now got one under the safety car. He might have got it for speeding in the pits though. Let's check. Yeah, he's got 6 seconds actually. He just wasn't showing up, or at least I didn't see it. Yeah, the safety car will probably be going in on... Oh, it's going in now. So, very quick safety car period. The debris is all clear. Let's see what Pyro does. We're going to go on board with Funky, as I like to do in the safety car period. See how he reacts. Not good decision. Palcio 11 laps, a lot for softs. They're all on softs, mate. That's the right call. It's in Austria. You can definitely make a lot last. Kappa Cox is disconnected. We'll invite him back in a bit once the race has settled down. My man Pyro just typing during race, yeah. He's an AI. So Mike on slightly fresher softs than Funky. Pyro warming tyres. Always getting very close to the back of him. They've made contact. They have made contact. I'm not sure that's going to give them a penalty or not. Has that given Pyro a penalty as well? Well, Funky gets a penalty, and that's 5 seconds for the 2 of them then. No, so Pyro hasn't got a penalty. Funky getting too close to the back of him. That's his mistake, and now that leaves Mike. Let's see. Kappa Cox has gone into the pits. That's his AI. Mike having a look at the inside of Funky. Is he going to try and make a move? Yeah, looks like he will down the inside of turn 4 here. Oh, there's a little bit of contact there, but yeah, Mike has stuck it, stayed on the inside of Funky, and now he should be able to put away with the fresher tyres. Palcio's gone up into P4, that's very good from him. Tapper just behind after the spin, so was Watinio, Liam. These 8 are the ones to watch. These 7, excuse me. As Funky gets himself another, he gets himself another penalty, his first track limits of the race. That has really jeopardised him there. And now it's all the pressure's on Mike to see if he can avoid getting a penalty and stay within that 3-second mark of Pyro. He's shown himself to have very good pace today. I don't know what the fastest lap is. Yeah, Pyro's got 3.9. Crazy pace. Within that 3-second mark. My. As someone, a league racer once said, yeah, the top 6 now. It looks like Bios has lost some time, unfortunately. Right, we'll try. Just tell me if it's working. Right, we'll try. Just tell me if it's working. Right. This is precarious. I heard that on stream, so hopefully you can hear me now. But yeah, the gap now 2.4 seconds between Mike and Pyro. What just happened? I've been gone for 5 seconds. A safety car happened, and there's now a 3-way battle. Palcio's still on the back of Etapa, the former F5 driver, showing very good pace, but he is of course low in ERS, as the other 2 are. All things considered, Watinio needs to be backing off a little bit. And people are, yeah man, it's a tricky track this one. Palcio has spun, and he may have just been pushing a little bit too hard, and that is his race, unfortunately, in the bin. He'd done so well, the Polish driver, but eventually he couldn't stick it. Couldn't stick the positions that he gained. And I guess the main battle now between Liam and Etapa, with the top 5 places all for grabs now. Hey noobs, hey Loki, mate. How's the Hamilton fanboying going? Liam gets a little bit out of shape, but he's still going to have a go. Tapper not engaging his ERS. Liam, of course, very slow. Why are there so many DNFs? A few of them retired in the pits. A few of them crashed. One got disqualified. Wasn't too pretty. So yeah, Pyro just gaining a little bit of time on Mike. The minute they're now similar on ERS. He's been hanging on. 2 race. I want. There's not going to be 2 races, mate. I can assure you of that. Pyro just exceed track limits there. I'm not sure. Oh, Mike spun, and that is almost certainly ended the race to Pyro now. Yep. So Mike has spun on turn 1. Very unfortunate for him. He's done so well all race. Kept up. The only man seemingly able to keep up with Pyro to any extent. Houseman got hit in the beginning and I put him in P3. But yeah, it looks like Pyro will have this race wrapped up. He just has to get to the end now. Maybe not getting any penalties really. Because of course the tap is slightly in that gap. Although I believe that Pyro will be able to extend the gap if it comes to that scenario. How unlucky. Yeah, it's really unlucky for Mike. Although let's see if he can try and make his way through the pack and regain what he already had wrapped up. Yeah, so Tapper just drops out the 6-second mark. I have a feeling that Wattinio is going to absolutely force Pyro to turn ABS off now, considering how fast he's shown himself to be today. Yeah, Wattinio gets a 3-second time penalty. Less than ideal as Liam does as well, so that's moved. Oh, Mike has caught one as well. They've all done it at the same time. That puts the Tapper in a very, very comfortable position. Although Liam's going to have a little look at the inside, thinks better of it. Maybe have a go on the DRS now. Liam is closing in the last sector. Just about to be 3 laps to go now. This Austrian Grand Prix. Gets a slightly worse exit there. Tapper's still not using the RS. He's trying to save what very little he has. Yeah, Tapper just seems to be putting away on the exit slightly from Liam. I think Liam's only real hope of gaining P2 would be if a Tapper was to get a penalty, and we don't know how likely that is. Of course, 3 drivers got a penalty in a row there, so that's shows how challenging the limits are here. Yeah, Liam just can't really get close enough to a Tapper. I mean, of course, it's very hard to make a move in the second half of the lap here. If you want to make a move, it's got to be right at the start. On the 3 DRS straight, sorry. Yeah, we'll just see if Liam can at least get the position on track, because I believe a Tapper might be penalised for his move on Murphy. Very late move on the straight. Bar out in front, comfortable, not even using any RS. Liam has made the move now. Tapper not allowing too much space on the outside, but he seems to have given him enough. Tapper's really pulling away from Liam. Maybe lower downforce setting, considering Liam does have the DRS, little lock up of the rears. This is so easy to do around here. Check the 3 yellow flag. Is that Routinho? Oh, it is. And Routinho, after keeping up with the top 5, was certain to get in there at some point, is now going to be overtaken by Bios. He's going to get very close to the back of him. That was very close to disaster. Out in front, Pyro just taking the last lap. Reed knows he's got it wrapped up now. Etappa's been gaining a bit, but not really enough. So Etappa defends the outside, see what Liam goes for. Opens the DRS now. And AI's been disqualified. Oh my god, Pyro's got 6 seconds. Pyro has got 6 seconds. And Etappa could win this if he just stays out in front. Pyro's going to absolutely have to send the car. He gets a little bit out of shape there. Oh, it's so close. Let's see what Etappa can do in the last sector. Can he get a faster last sector than the British driver? He's gone to 5.9 now. It's so far in a balance. He's going to have to absolutely send it across the last corners here. And I do not believe I'm saying this, but Etappa, he might have had a little bit of a shaky exit. He has. As Pyro wrapped it up. Oh my word, it's a 10th. Pyro getting a penalty on the last sector. Oh my god, he made that so much more difficult than he had to. But Antonio Funes, aka Pyro, has won the Austrian Grand Prix by a single 10th of a second. That must have been terrifying. I think like Etappa and been battling with Liam there. I mean, he definitely get the position. But Pyro, with a race time of 41 minutes and 17 seconds, has wrapped this up. What a race it's been. I mean, only 10 finishers out of 20. That's incredible. I don't know why I didn't go through the AI. That was so close. But yeah, Pyro's wrapped it up today. Congratulations to him. Well done as well to Etappa and Liam for getting on the podium. Those who drove a very clean race as well. I say clean. Etappa might have had a little issue. But yeah, Pyro stands on top of the podium. He will lift that trophy aloft, and deservedly so. The only real dominant presence out here today. Bro, you almost threw that. Yeah, it was too close, man. Honestly, if that was me in that car, you'd be on the second step of the podium right now, mate. And you know it. But yeah, well done, especially to the top 3. Everyone who took part today. Interesting race, obviously started disappointing qualifying session, but I'm sure the action made up for that today. Wanted to make it fun, yeah, I'm sure you did. So yeah, it's Pyro sets the pace for the upcoming season, makes his mark. Josh Unknown has set a fastest lap of an 8 minute 28.640. That's incredibly impressive. The actual fastest lap of the race was Pyro with a 3.9. Don't know when he set that, but that's very quick. Etappa second, Liam third, Tras Mike, who had I mean, if he was sitting there, he might have just got the position on Pyro. Jelani fifth, he was obviously an AI for the majority of the race. Bios sixth, Routinho threw a array on the last lap. Palcio P8, what could have been for him as well. Cabacox ninth, Regen to Glory, rounds out the top 10. And Funky, well, just special mention to him. Very upsetting for him because he drives so well today. But yeah, he ended up DNFing from P18 when he could have easily got a podium. I set the 3.9 on the first lap of the SC restart. Nice one. Ben, you would have spun turn 9. I would have. Anyway, that will be all from myself and United Racing. United, anything but the European Racing Organisation today. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you have done, well done to everyone who participated. As I said, especially Pyro on the top step. And thank you. We will be joining you soon, maybe for another one of these social races, or maybe for the first race of the